Hello, Gary
Well,
Lambert.
back. Hello, David Gans. How are you?
We're back. I'm good. I'm in a pretty good mood. My wife is on her way home from her 2.5 week trip down the Grand Canyon, so we will be reunited in the flesh tomorrow, and I could hardly be a happier camper than I already am.
Fantastic. And we're pretty happy because we are back to work after a night off. The band, having opened up the second leg of the tour in Charlotte and then Atlanta, has headed west. In fact, as David pointed out to me earlier, we are coming to you from four different time zones tonight.
That's
Um,
right.
I'm in Eastern time. The band and our friend Jacob Lima, who's making it possible for you to see and hear us, is in Central Time in Texas. Our guest tonight, who we'll talk about in just a moment, is in Mountain Time, and David's out there in the Pacific Zone. I hope Hawaii doesn't feel left out, but what can you do? Anyway, we're very happy to be here. And yeah, let's mention our guest tonight.
We're going to spend the break talking with Dave Glasser. He's a mastering engineer out at Airshow Mastering in Boulder, Colorado, and he has worked on audio and audio for DVD on a huge number of Grateful Dead projects over the last couple of decades. And he's a good friend. He's also a big old Deadhead going back to his own childhood in the 70s. So we'll have plenty to talk about. And as it happens, today on one of the Grateful Dead fan pages, somebody posted a photo of a vinyl disc with the name of a laboratory on it and some Grateful Dead tracks. And the question was, what is this? And we'll ask Dave Glasser to explain exactly what that was. As it happened, it was a good prompt to explain how vinyl records get made. That's one of Dave's areas of expertise.
And the whole science of mastering is a fascinating one. It has made incredible advances over the years with the advent of new technologies. And Dave Glasser is part of a breed that invisibly but crucially affects how amazing these Grateful Dead archival recordings and hundreds of other recordings people like Dave have worked on over the years sound. So we are in his debt.
I am also I'm a happy customer. He's mastered a whole bunch of my records, so I'm a big fan of his work as well as a friend. So we're going to be talking to him during the break this evening on the program that we call Dead Air with Lambert and Gans. But right now our mission is to explain to you what's going on here with Nugs.net. If you're watching this free preview on Nugs.net, the channel over on Facebook or on YouTube, you're going to see us blathering here, and then you're going to hear the first song of the first set as streamed beautifully by Nugs.net. And then for the second set, we'll do the same thing. They'll come back to us between sets, and Gary and I will do our Dead Air program with Dave Glasser, as we mentioned. And then they'll show the beginning of the second set as well. The reason they do that is to entice you to fall in love with this music and to be impressed with the amazing audio and video quality that they're presenting so that you will buy the stream and become a customer. And if you do that anytime during the course of the broadcast, you get a 48-hour license to watch it. So you can go back and watch any part that you missed, and you can watch the whole thing again. You can invite some friends over to watch it with them tomorrow night and experience the whole thing again. There are a whole bunch of different programs you can get a whole season pass to see all of these video feeds. And that also includes going back to earlier ones that you may have missed. There's also a multitude of audio formats available for download. And I take advantage of that. I grab the downloads every night about an hour after the show is over to pull stuff for my radio shows. You can find out all about all of this stuff at livedead.co.
And we should mention, we just got word the entire band is on stage going into their pre-show huddle. So we might have a very short pre-show. We're just going to get that signal, the magic word lights, and we'll just cut right away to the stage. No, wait, we're now
Yeah.
told
Oh,
only
only
five
five.
band
Okay,
members
we have
on
to keep
stage.
talking.
All right.
So I'm going to
Okay.
go back and
That's okay.
recap the last show because what I do, because I produce a music-oriented radio show, I get to play stuff from the tour. And the fact that I'm working every show on the tour means that I'm watching the shows live more. I usually catch the replay of several of them on a tour or whatever, but I'm watching every show live. So I'm making notes and I'm pulling good stuff from all these shows to play on my radio program and get the Gary and I can use on Tails. And so I'm noting the particular favorites and the three things that particularly jumped out at me, and this is not to denigrate anything else that was played in this great show, were that super upbeat, they love each other, and Oteil's beautiful, sweet vocal on High Time, and in the middle of this gigantic soup of a second set, a 15-minute version of I Know You Writer. Now, I'm not ordinarily somebody that thinks that the length of time is an indicator of musical quality, but it's pretty damn cool that they had that much going on that it took 15 minutes.
I wanted to single out that I Know You Rider because they were varying the form of that song more than ever happened in the history of that song being played. And it goes way back to the earliest days of the Grateful Dead. They used to play it as a short, sort of peppy number, but then it became a jamming standby coming out of China Cat Sunflower almost invariably. But where Dead and Company took it the other night, it wasn't just the length of it, it was the surprising places they inserted new ideas and new places to take the jam. Just between the second iteration of the chorus and then Bobby singing "The Sun's Gonna Shine in My Back Door Someday" verse, there was a long chunk of them taking the dynamics way down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people taking little mini solos in the midst of it, and it was so surprising in a way that I don't think I've heard it. I Know Your Writer be surprising in maybe ever, but certainly in a very
Yeah,
long time. So that's indicative of what this band has been doing all along, taking
I
this
agree.
hallowed material and messing with it in the most productive and delightful ways imaginable. So I'm glad
And,
you picked out
and
that
th-
one in particular.
this right here, friends, is what we signed up to do. We're going to do this kind of music geekery as much as we can because it's much more interesting than talking about the clothes people are wearing on stage. And it also happens to be the primary interest that I have in this music is the music itself, and it's really, really gratifying to hear the music being played with such inventiveness and engagement. And, Phil Lesh in his autobiography wrote about in the early days of the Dead, they were trying to form a human gestalt. He said they wanted to be the fingers on a hand. They wanted to play as one organism, thinking together and feeling together. And we're seeing that same thing. I mean, that's what this music is about, and what all of us who play this music have strived to get with our own mates. So here we have a band of six guys at the absolute top of the profession. And they've got 6 years of history now, or 5 years of history, whatever it is. And they've really, really learned how to be the fingers on a hand. And we get to watch that and feel that. And because of these amazing cameras up there, we get to sit right in the middle of it and watch them shooting glances across the room.
Yeah, indeed. Shooting glances across the room, like the lyrical reference there. Anyway, yeah, it's really, really exhilarating and inspiring. And, of course, we have been loving this music so long, and it's always so satisfying to hear about new people coming into the tent and new people expressing their love for this music, really young people, older people who maybe strayed away from Grateful Dead music and have come back. People who are finding really revelatory new things happening within the music, not just by Dead and Company, but a lot of people are interpreting Grateful Dead music in all sorts of interesting and satisfying ways, from Joe Russo's Almost Dead to the jazz saxophonist Dave McMurray. There's so many ways to express this music. We now have 6 band members on stage. We don't have lights yet, but we may get
All right.
interrupted, and we won't complain about getting interrupted because that means the
But
show is going to start.
to amplify what Gary is saying, I hang out on these Grateful Dead fan pages, and particularly Grateful Dead music and musician pages, talking about. I mean, I don't really geek out on the gear and stuff, but I like to talk about the music itself. And it's really, really amazing to see posts from young people. There's a guy just posted a really nice, like, solo acoustic version of Deal. And it's just see people in their 20s that are sort of deeply appreciating this music and learning how to perform it in their own style. It's really, I mean, we knew that this music was going to live forever because we took it up and put it into our own musical lives, and we're spreading it out. And there's dead tribute bands from coast to coast playing this music every day, you know? So it's great to see it being played by younger people.
And one of the satisfying aspects of doing these halftime shows is we have talked to longtime associates of the Dead or longtime fans of the Dead. Last night we have Jeff Mattson, who was an early adopter of Grateful Dead music way back in the 70s, when there weren't a lot of cover bands around. He was in one of the very first of the cover bands and has been playing this music ever since. And then we had someone really young, like the amazing young harpist, Michaela Davis, and she is bringing in a fantastic new quality to this music and all the stops in between. So, hey, it's showtime. Lights are down.
All right, then. We'll see you during the break, friends.
Enjoy.
Sit on a corner and cry. Big man come and ask him why. He said, I can't do what the big boys do. Man sat down and he cried too. It ain't me, it's the people that say men are leading the women astray. But I say it's the women today, smarter than the man in every way. But that's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. Women are smarter. smarter than the man in every way. That's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. The women are smarter. Ooh, that's right, that's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. Women are smarter. Well, that's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. That's right, the women are smarter. Women are smarter. That's right.